Welcome back. We're here to talk about Saturday's Premier League match between West Bromwich Albion and Leicester City. We'll start with the visitors, Pascal. Another goal for Jamie Vardy last time out.
Yeah, that's 10 goals in 10 games this season, 7 matches in a row, and he joins the really elite list with Van Nistelrooy and Michael Owen on that list as well. So an incredible achievement from him. And yeah, you mentioned it earlier, the way he took the goal. It really reminded me of that Messi goal against Arsenal as well, the way he just flicked it over, and that just shows how confident he is at the moment. You know, if he'd been on a bad scoring run, he probably would have snatched at that shot. But the way he saw the keeper coming, just dinked it over him, and then smashed it in. You know, such a good finish from him. 10 goals now this season, like I said, that's 4 more than anyone else. And just the way he's going, I mean, I saw a kind of ridiculous rumour yesterday that he's been sort of, linked kind of to Real Madrid, which, I just couldn't believe when I saw it. I mean, I know he's playing well at the moment, but, you've got to let him do it over probably a good sort of, say, at least maybe 2 seasons before you really consider him an elite striker like that. But certainly, fantastic performance from him. I still think he's probably going to drop off sooner or later. I still haven't brought him into my fantasy football team. I think he's going to probably drop off. But the way he's going at the moment, fantastic performances. And yeah, Leicester, they're doing well, sitting 5th in the table there. It's been a great start to the season. And that game against Palace, a lot of goals were expected in that one. Palace, famed for their really good away record. Not quite as good as, say, West Ham's, but still really good on the road. They've had some really impressive results this season. But for Leicester to keep a clean sheet in that one, I think it was their first clean sheet of the season. Huge for them, and just a different kind of wins, the wins they have been getting this season. They've usually been outscoring teams this season, but they showed a different side to themselves there, relied on Vardy's quality in that one moment, and a really impressive victory.
Yeah, there wasn't too much between the sides really over the course of the 90 minutes. Was there a mistake from Breda Hangeland? Really gave Vardy the chance to get the goal, and he's never going to miss in the sort of form he's in. There was a disappointment in the midweek though. They went out of the League Cup at the hands of Hull, a championship team which, the way Leicester have been playing, not many people would have really seen that coming. They're such a momentum-based team, and you just wonder whether that result, losing on penalties, is gonna harm their momentum, the form they've got in the Premier League. But I'd probably say not, because they seem to be able to turn things around in games, even if they play badly in the first half. Something in the second half will spur them into life, and then they just seem unstoppable form. As you mentioned, 5th in the table now, 3 points off top. No one saw that coming. Everyone saw another relegation battle, but Ranieri deserves so much credit for what he's done, and the clean sheet last time out, as you mentioned, the form at the moment, you can't really see them being stopped so far.
No, yeah, so they kept a clean sheet. They're another team that's been doing that recently, West Brom, and that's who they faced. They've had back-to-back 1-0 wins over Sunderland and Norwich to move into the top half. Good results. Certainly, Pulis would have eyed those games. Sunderland and Norwich, 2 teams right down there at the bottom. He would have fancied winning those both, and just eked out both of them at Norwich last time. They rode their luck a little bit. Norwich did have some chances. Myhill made a couple of good saves, but it was Rondon with the goal. It was good for him to get his goal, I think, because he got that goal quite early on. I think it was at Stoke when he sort of opened his Baggies account, but since then he sort of struggled a bit. Berahino had got the couple of goals they had scored, but good for him to get a goal. Really good header as well. It was a great cross in from the left, and a big win for West Brom, like I said, up to 10th in the table, because it was a bit of a shaky start to the season, wasn't it? They had some poor results, and certainly they've now just sort of pushed themselves away from the drop zone, and they're looking really solid, to be fair.
Yeah, there's 5 clean sheets in 7 matches now, which is a lot more what we expect from Tony Pulis' side. There were, as you mentioned, there were a few leaky moments in the first stages of the season, but that clean sheet record is a lot more what we expect from Pulis. At the other end of the field, they are struggling. Rondon, that goal was his first in a while. Lambert has certainly not hit the ground running there. Berahino's been on and off after that transfer saga during the summer. Got the joint worst attack in the league with Watford. Only got 8 goals all season. They've only scored more than once on 2 occasions so far this season, and they went on to lose both of those games. So that needs to improve, certainly, the other end of the field, particularly how much they invested in that area of the field during the summer, with Rondon obviously the big money buy for them. So that's where they need to improve, but defensively it's looking a lot better for them at the moment.
Certainly is, and like I said about moving into the top half, but they've got some really, really tough fixtures coming up. Leicester at home here, we've talked about how good Leicester have been this season, especially away from home, and then you look at their next 6 fixtures: Leicester at home here, United away, Arsenal home, West Ham away, Tottenham home, Liverpool away in the next 6 fixtures. All of those look really, really difficult, and I don't think in any of those games they'll start as favourites, maybe just slightly in this one against Leicester, but apart from that, it's a really tough run. The positive for Pulis, they've got nearly a clean bill of health. Foster's still out in goal, but Myhill's been playing well in goal, and Morrison could come back in this one as well. So a near full strength side and playing better defensively. They look sound, but like you said, just need to start scoring a few more goals.
What is your score prediction for this one?
I think it will be another really tight game. West Brom's recent games been very tight. Leicester's was last week as well. So I don't see too much in this, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, for me, Leicester, as you mentioned earlier, they've been outscoring opponents. I can certainly see them outscoring West Brom. We mentioned West Brom's troubles in front of goals. Leicester, that one last week was the first time they had not scored quite a few goals in one game. So I can see Leicester coming away with a win for this one. I'm going to go for 2-1. So going for 1 draw and a Leicester victory. Thanks for joining us.